Hello, good afternoon, Paul.
Good afternoon, Bianca. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Welcome to 2026, or let's say welcome to 26 is what everybody say. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a new year, new beginning, fresh start. It's all good, whatever you want to call it. All right. How is everything up there in the snow country? Are you guys doing okay?
We're doing okay. I'm actually based and working off of Sarajevo here in Europe in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And like
Mhm.
at the beginning of the year, there has been such a massive snowstorm. Like we were like parts of the country didn't have electricity for a few days, so it was quite challenging, like in the beginning, but it's
God.
better now.
Wow. Yeah, I think I heard that on the news there is a snowstorm coming or something in the United States. I don't know, 30 states affected. It's coming real soon. So, wow. Let
You're lucky, Paul. You're in Florida. You get to see like snow once every every 20 years.
That is so true. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah. I'm originally from Jamaica, so I can't live anywhere else but sunny places. Sorry. So
True,
welcome.
true.
Yes, and thank you everyone for being here. I like to give it a little bit of time to get everyone seated because right now, if you look at the numbers, it's rising, rising, rising once we started. So I would like, while we are waiting, I'm very interactive. So Bianca, why don't we have like two people come up and say, why they're here and in particular, what they would like to achieve on the call. And feel free in the chat to also put out a question or to point out something that you believe in your listing presentation because I'm going to challenge you today and you're going to hear a lot of things that you probably think were not right, but in fact they are right. And I'm Paula Atkinson, over 23 years. I've been doing real estate and I've been in sales for 30 years, since 1993. So I started out as a Navy recruiter, U.S. Navy. I was selling these people's dreams of being in the military. So it was pretty tough. And then, of course, I left that and I started financial planning practice, which was good. And then I merged into my real estate brokerage. And now we have Successful Business Academy. I'm a broker at PRN Company Realtors and your life and business coach. I've also authored two books, which you can all check out on Amazon if you'd like to know more about it. So, Bianca, in the next 5 minutes, while people are coming in and getting all set up, can we hear from two people what is a reason that they're here? What they would like to achieve from this session today? Two people, please.
Sure. If anybody wants to be a volunteer, yes, we have Karan. So Karan, I will give you the ability to talk, and Gaganpreet as well. Karan, you
Karan.
should be able to talk. Karan, you should be able to talk now. Ah, Vishy, yeah, sure.
Hi, Karan. Thanks for waving. And then we have Vishy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Karan, go. You want to, can you speak?
Hi, can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now we
Hey,
Vishy, we can hear you. Yeah.
hey, Paul. Hi, everybody. I'm Vishy Singh from Surrey, BC. So I've been following Paul quite some time. He's pretty good. I really appreciate Paul. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
And the reason I'm here today was I've been in real estate like pretty much 8 years now, and uh, been doing fairly well, except for this past year. 2025 has been slow for everybody. So I was here to learn some more pricing strategies and some finer points. And I trust Paul to be able to show us some insights.
Oh, thank you so much, Vishy. And thank you following and being a fan and, really knowing the work that I do here at the SBA. And I appreciate you. You're right. 2025 was tough for all of us.
That's right.
However, yeah. But, it's all good. All I could say is only the strong survive.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Absolutely right.
yeah. So this year we're gonna make up for it, buddy. Don't you worry.
Thank you
And
so much for.
you're welcome. And you've been in the business over 8 years, and you want to see finer prints or something, finer points of what you could do in the business. And we're gonna show you that because we're gonna talk about listing pricing strategies, the do's and the don'ts. And we're also gonna say, hey, look, how to master conversations and win the listing. So it's very important that you pay attention to the slides of what we're going to go through as the audience rise right now. Thanks a lot, Vishu. Who else would
Really
like to
appreciate
say
it.
something? Karan
Karan, is that you?
or
Karan?
Gaganpur?
Gaganpreet.
Yeah.
Preet, yeah, we have both
Uh,
of you here. Yeah?
yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
hear you.
perfect.
Gaganpreet, we hear you.
Uh,
Karan, we still cannot hear you, just so you know.
okay, so the only reason I'm here today, I've worked with buyers for almost 4 years and I've never even had one listing. It's not because I don't want to, it's just uh, it never came on my way. But last year, I had like 3 listings, but I disclosed the right price to the sellers that their listings are worth, and they didn't go with me. The market was slow, and I was just telling them straightforward. So even like not just those 3 listings, I've figured with the sellers that they have the expectations which are very higher as what the property value is. So anything that I can learn today will be great.
So, Gaganpreet, thank you so much for being here. And I just want to make sure I understand you correctly. You've mainly worked with buyers and you did about 3 listings, and one listing appointment you went on, you told the seller
Yeah.
what they should price the listing what, and
Yes.
they didn't go with you, correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Where did you get that idea that you should be telling the sellers what price?
So you know how everything works when you do the comparables and then you just bring them to the office to give them the listing presentation based on what's been sold, what's under contract and everything, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So at that time, before you sign the listing agreement with them, you have to give your insights what their house is worth.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So basically, if you had to do that again, and I'm not hearing your full story, but I really love to help all
Mm-hmm.
the time, is there's a QR code there, by the way, folks. If you want to set up a time with me one-on-one, you have
Okay.
that opportunity through Agent Locator and Successful Business Academy. You have a complimentary 1 hour. So
Okay.
just know that, set that up. In the future,
Mm-hmm.
never, ever, ever tell the client
Mm-hmm.
the price. Even
Okay.
on the phone, and I'm just going to be really blunt with it, but I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
show you as we go through about 7 slides. But rule number one in this business, 23 years in the business, you
Mm-hmm.
never tell the customer, never tell the seller exactly what the price is. Just think about it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you to determine what their house is worth? Okay, Gaganpreet, did you walk into their house prior to telling them what it is? Did you walk into their house?
No.
Did you feel the house? Did you feel the energy? Do you know anything about the house except what you see on paper?
No, no, I went into their house, like their properties myself.
Okay.
I went in, I saw what is the condition and everything, if any one of the places need the renovation or something. I went in there, I looked into the property, then I had the listing presentation. So,
So, yes, you went into their house
yes,
and you had an opportunity to feel the energy, to feel and see what it's like, correct?
yes,
And then you turned around
yes.
and you tell them, this is the price you should list at. And you said, that's it. You were firm, correct?
I wasn't firm, I was just showing them what's going on in the market. I
Okay.
was just so the thing is they bought the property for about 1.45 about last year, about 4 years ago, and now their expectations were really high. They just want to sell it off at 2 million or 2.1.
Okay,
So
listen,
yeah,
that's their right. In my opinion, that is their right. That's
yeah,
their
that's their right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, I
that's their
wasn't
right.
against it. I
Yeah.
wasn't really against it. I was telling them that, this is what the similar houses has been selling for. And if you, I was just telling them that if you list something which is way above what the value is, the listing might not move in the market because there were similar listings where they were asking 2.1, 2.2 for the same listing, and their listings has been sitting in the market for over a year.
Biggest thing is that, listen, you
Yes,
did what you did, and the
yes,
result was you didn't get it. You got to do
yes.
something different. And I'm going to show you what I've done for 23 years. And at the end of this presentation, I would love to see,
Hmm.
Gaganpreet, what you say about my technique. Is that okay?
Sure, sure.
Okay,
Looking
wonderful.
forward to it,
All right,
gladly.
take a
Thank
look.
you.
Grab your pen and paper. Come on, guys, let's go.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you what's going on. First of all, let me tell you something here. When I was doing these slides, my assistant put it together and I was reviewing it, finalizing it. I was saying to myself and to her, why are we giving away so much secrets for free? For when I say free, I don't mean money. I don't mean just money. I mean time, efforts, and just like being a part of our community. That's what I mean. Doesn't have to be for money, but at least, you're aware of our techniques, you're aware of my books, you're aware of my work. That's what I mean. And I said to myself, you know what? Let's just give it to you anyway. So, what you're about to get is prized possession in my pocket and in my bosom and in my purse. How about that? All right. The reality of today's market, it is true. Yes, there's a shift. There's been a shift, right? And it's a buyer's market. Everybody know that. Last year, it was very, very tough. Even Vishti say that it was tough for all of us, even me. However, we find ways of making it work. But you're here today because you want to learn about this listing opportunities that we get and how not to lose them, how to get the seller to list with you. We know the facts are that the inventory is sitting longer. It's true. Probably because pricing, right? Or maybe some other reasons. Buyers are very skeptical. They want a deal, and if they can't get it, they don't want it. Or maybe the buyers are sitting saying, hey, I want to see the prices drop more. Very speculative. So buyers have more choices and they have more power. And I could relate to this. I have been carrying a listing right now, beautiful townhome, nicely painted, new roof, new refrigerator, no, everything. The property is priced 40,000 less than the last three sales in the complex. Three sales. So basically, one sold for 380, one sold for 382, one sold for 372, and my listing is at $347,000. And I still can't sell it. And we've had over 20 buyers. Look at it. So yes, it's real. Very, very real. Okay. What's the danger here in us dealing with our sellers? Overpricing now leads to chasing the market down. So, did I overprice it in the beginning? Okay. I told the seller from the jump, let's not do it like that. But they wanted to go with it. But it's okay. You're going to learn how to deal with these issues. Now, what else are you dealing with? The opportunity. You have an opportunity right now to do the correct pricing. And that's the only thing that will lead you to a sale. It's true. But there are times when there's also opportunity for you to do what the seller wants you to do because that's a customer and take the first step, and the rest will reveal themselves to you. And I'm going to show you just how to get other leads outside of your high price listing, low price listing, right price listing. It doesn't matter. But the key here is following through and using the procedures that you're about to see. So now, I like to say whenever I'm dealing with a seller and pricing in particular, I have a 5-step pricing philosophy. And this process before the price has to be done. And here's what it looks like. So if you were to take a look on the screen and we start with this first task, and I'm going to kind of circle it here. You see this? First thing you want to do, number one, in my book, is connect. You want to connect with the seller, and you want to connect with the property. Gaganpreet went and she saw the property, and I don't know her selling skills. I don't know her techniques. I don't know her ability to influence and persuade someone. Sometimes we do everything all right, and it turns out all wrong. I don't know. The only thing I can say is let's sit back and analyze it in a session or in a one-on-one talk, because we don't have time here. But are you able to connect with the client and at the same time connect with the property? Now, connecting with the property is easy because you're going to walk in there and you're going to be Mrs. and Mr. Know-it-all. Oh, yeah, got to change that. Oh, yeah, you got to do this. Oh, you got to do that. That's fine, right? Okay, I got that part. But what about the most important thing? Connecting with the client, the seller, the owner. How do you make a connection with them? I don't have time to teach you or show you or even give you a little bit about what you must have. 2 things you must have in your real estate practice. 1 is your selling skills, and 2, PMA, positive mental attitude. I don't have time for that today. It's not on the agenda, but you got to make connection. After you make the connection with the client and you know that you did it, and we talk about that in private sessions. When you know and confirm that they're connected with you, they like you, they listen to you, they're listening to you, they trust you, they believe in you. That's a connection. They told you their want, need, DBM. That's a connection. Then you're going to go into the discovery. Find your motivation. You're going to find your motivation. And then from there, it's going to lead you into soliciting the price. Then you're going to go and show in the live market, and then you're going to partner with them and slap that thing on the market and get it done. Very, very easy process. So let's go through them. Let's take a look at what each one of these mean in its totality. Step 1, connect and list. Okay, so this is like a setup here, right? This is, when I say setup, what do I mean? This is a setup for you to know that you must have this in place in order to get the listing. If there's no connection, you can't close the deal, unfortunately. That's the point blank. 30 years and more I've been doing this. And every time, if there's no connection, guess what? You're not closing. Point blank, I'm sorry. Unless it's like, you know what, it's some desperate situation and you with blah, blah, blah team or blah, blah, blah company, and they must sign with you, or you were referred by the pastor, blah, blah. Okay, no problem. But a typical listing, if you don't have a connection, you're going to screw that up. Here is what we need to think about. The do's. You're going to walk the home with them. And when you're walking with them, you're taking points. You're seeing what you know. If you're a new realtor, just look at what do you see the floor looks like compared to you taking the time before you get to this property and looking at the recent sale and finding the highest particular sale in the subdivision, the highest one, 2 million, 3 million, whatever, 150,000, it doesn't matter. Find the highest sale in the last 6 months and look at it. So now you know you have a benchmark. How does it compare to that? Because that's what you're going to do. That's called selling skills. Then you must write down or make a note. I've been doing it many years now, so I could just tell. I walk in and I could tell, right? But you must let them know you know. So, for example, as you're walking through, you could make a compliment and try not to make any critiques, but just make compliments. Okay, find the good stuff only, please. Oh, what nice countertop. I see this is granite. I see this is granite mica. Knock on it. Let them know. You know. Oh, look at the baseboards. I see 5-inch baseboard. Oh, I see they're the original 3-inch baseboards. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, look at this wonderful bathroom. Oh, wow, it has that nice Art Deco from the 70s tiles. How nice. I see it. It take a special buyer to get this one. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, good. So you got to let them know you know what you're seeing, but don't be rude about it. Don't be disrespectful. Don't talk about price. Don't critique. You got to be liquid. Liquid means that you're just kind of flowing with it. You might be walking through the house and somebody, the seller could be anxious and say, so, hey, Paul, hey, Gangit, let me say, Gangelpreet or Vishy, what do you think I could get for this? What do you do? You can't talk about that yet. You just got to say, I'm liquid right now. I'm going through this. I want to feel it. And then we're going to sit down. I brought my computer and we're going to discuss it together. They always try to say, what do you think you could get before we sit down? Never disclose that. That's a good point. Don't do that. The things that you're seeing here in the orange color from this slide on out, these are critical coaching facts in selling skills. And I can't go deep in it, but I've highlighted them because they're very, very important. So here's a key phrase. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, show me what you love about this home so I can sell it with the same passion. I really want to feel what you feel, the selling skills. All right? In a script. Step 2, the discovery. So you've walked the home, right? And you kind of feel it and you kind of made a connection with them. You're walking through the home and you were like, oh my gosh, look at that picture over there. Is that you in New York? And oh my, I'm from New York and blah, 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 blah. The selling part is over, right? You kind of got that. They're connected. They like you. They listen to you, trust you, they believe in you because you know how to do that, right? If you don't, you can reach me other time. Step 2, discover their motivation. Hey, guess what? The why drives the how much, and that's a fact, all right? Just like your fingerprint. Can you change your fingerprint? No, you can't. Unless you're like a Mission Impossible guy or gal. Motivation dictates pricing flexibility. So you need to discover what is their motivation. And here's a little bit of orange again. So here's a question that you can put, a powerful question you can ask. You could say, hey, if we don't sell this home in the next 30 days, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, how would it make you feel? So you see the emphasis here is we. Why do I say we? Because it's a selling technique. And the selling technique is meaning that I'm pre-programming the client to let them know that I'm a part of this wholeheartedly. And then I ask the question, feel, because I want to start tapping into their emotions. Emotions bring motivation and it brings true facts in a deal when it comes to closing something, of course. Now, if there is high motivation, then you could go with aggressive pricing, and we'll talk about that. If there's low motivation, then you could be risking the stagnation, and you've got to know that. But you don't have to really say it to them, you just keep it in your mind. But you want to know what it is that they are wanting to move forward for. So when you say to them, if we don't sell it, what's going to happen? How's it going to make you feel? That's your opening. That's one way. In coaching, we have like at least 15 different questions like this. This is just one of them. This might be 15. If you learned 15 techniques, it could be one of these. And this is a trigger for them to it divulge their emotions to you. Well, you know what? If in 30 days I don't sell it, I'm going to be in real trouble because I've got to move to Chicago. My job is giving me the new office up there. Oh, wow, you're moving. Congratulations. You're moving. I love Chicago. I know. I know what's up. Or they say, well, if it doesn't sell in 30 days, I'm okay. I mean, I really don't have to go anywhere until summer. It just doesn't matter to me. It's okay. I know where they stand. I'm testing them. I'm feeling them out. So discover their motivation. And how you do that was one sample of that. Step 3, you want to solicit their pricing. And this is a little bit of pre-programming. And this is where the golden rule is. And I was saying earlier, Gaganpreet, negotiations come in when you know the golden rule with the seller. You never, ever, ever tell them the price first. Never. I mean, so many people I coach right now, you could look at some of the testimonials on Google and our websites. You could even see some videos of our students. And one guy, Manny, of our student, he recorded, he says, Paul, I was doing it all wrong until I met you. And then the first 7 days in the class, he got $3 million worth of listings. I said, what's wrong? What do you think you're doing differently? I stopped telling them the price first. Can you imagine that? So if anything, Gaganpreet, today you must know, don't you ever do that again. Don't. But this is what you should do, and I'm going to show you. So what you do ask is, based on what you know, what price do you feel you want to enter the market at today? There's 2 orange there. Again, it's a trigger. So you're just basically talking with them, and I would say to them, so what do you feel that you wanted to enter the market, based on what you know and what's going on? I'm trying to find out, what do they know? Like, what's going on? Are they like, do they have like a sister that's a realtor and they don't want to work with it? Are they like a financial expert and they know the CNN and the Fox News and they're like, oh, who are they? I need to know who I'm working with. So I ask these triggering questions. And remember, feel is emotional. And today is triggering to making the move with me today, not tomorrow. So all these are important, but I cannot go deep into it right now because we're not coaching for a session with learning styles or anything of that sort of how you guys would learn and your ability to sell someone. So we're not talking about that. But pay attention. Those orange letters, feel, and today. The next thing in the negotiations is, what will this do for you? So you ask them, this price that you want to put it on, 1.2, 1.7. You want to put it for 2 million. Okay, don't, be smart here. Remember, don't challenge your client. The customer is always right. And you're going to see the value of this in a minute. Just bear with me, okay? Customer is always right. And if they're saying, hey, they want to list it for 2 million and the last sale is 1.7, your heart is skipping a beat and you're like, oh my gosh. All right, no problem. Just in your mind, just say, okay, cool, no problem. What will this do for you is the next question. Okay, you want to sell it for 2 million. So what will this do for you? That's another reason why you want to find and know their motivation. Because when it comes time to get offers or to do price reductions, you got to refer back to this. And you have to find out why. And one way of finding the why is asking these questions as we're going through. So if they say lower than you thought is what they wanted to list it at, and a figure in your brain, you could say, okay, that's going to be easy for me to do a presentation. It's setting up my presentation. Or if they say, well, a higher, then you better take a deep breath, drink your coffee, and get ready to build your rapport even more. This is a temperature check for me. And if I check it and I see that, they're on the high side, Well, I'm going to spend a little bit longer in connecting with them just a little bit more. Maybe I might drift off into a story or something to that effect, or might start to see if they're touchy-feely, and I might start to reach over and, tell them something and pat them on the shoulder, or, touch her on her arm or hand, or I start to sell even more. All of this is in the dynamics of true salesmanship, to be honest. So let's move on. Step 4, the live market reveal, the proof. So now they've told you, right? Supposedly you've got a connection with them, and they've told you what they want to list it at. This is where you're going to say, okay, great, I hear what you're saying. You want to list it at $2 million. I'm with you all the way. Don't worry. I'm going to do my best job. Let's take a look and see exactly how it's going to look. So let's look at the market. What I need you to do here, people, is to understand that sellers are human beings, and they have something that's called learning style. There's 3 types of learning styles: audio, visual, and kinetic. So audio is someone, a human being, perhaps like you and me, who are able to just listen. They close their eyes and they can listen to this book driving on the street, and they're learning and they're hearing everything. Where, like me, you have other people learning style where they're hearing the inspector or the instructor talking, or I'm talking right now. And because there's nothing on the screen, no visual aids, no colors, no Successful Business Academy, no Step 4, no live market, they are not learning jack because they need to see. So a visual is someone that really, really have to see what's there, and you have to keep it in mind. So you have audio, visual, and you have kinetic. That's a person that actually is hands-on. So if you actually say to them in your presentation, hey, here, I brought this gift for you. Here is a flyer that has all the services I have, and I brought you one of my office pens. See, it's my office logo on it, so you can write. They're learning, right? That's how they learn. So you give them something to do, twiddle with. 3 learning styles. So now, when you're doing this live market reveal, you need to make sure that you have your visual aid available, and you should use your devices. Like I use my laptop. Sometimes I use the iPad, but definitely I am not the guy that is out there using no printed out 20-page report, 5-page report, 50-page report. Nonsense. Nonsense. And I think this is where some of us are being steered in the wrong direction by people that are out there still providing this information to you, and you find it to be valuable. It is not valuable. If you're out there doing these presentations and you're not getting your listings, that could be one of the reasons. Take it and throw it away. You got to start having the liquid flow in your practice. It's got to be liquid. You got to be moving around. What if you're doing a presentation and they say, okay, well, I see what things are selling for. After we sell, I want to buy in Timbuktu. Can you do a buyer's report right there and start sending them listing? Come on. That's why you have your devices. Action. Open your laptop, go live, get cozy, feel the love. This is all, it's fallen into sales again. It's fallen into sales because here you are now in the living room. You could just imagine living room, dining room, and usually conversation is in the living room and you're sitting there, right? And legs crossed, everything, having a cup of coffee or whatever, and you're talking to wife and husband or whatever, and then it's time for a presentation. You think you're going to take your laptop out and just put it in your lap alone? No. You got to be the boss, and you got to get up and you say, well, I brought you guys the live market. Let's sit at the dining room table. Is that okay? May we sit over here? Sure. Get them up. Take them to the dining room table. Then sit in between them. This way it gets cozy. Oh, Mr. Johnson, do you both mind if I sit in the middle? Because I want you both to see the screen. So here you got one seller on that side, the other one. You know how cozy this is? Ooh, your palm's going to be sweating if you didn't practice and role play this. You are going to be nervous like I don't know what to say, and I don't want to be rude. But you are going to be very nervous because I was in the beginning. But this is sales. And you got to feel the love, man. When you're sitting there in this position, you got to have this love in your heart that say, oh, it's not about the money. I'm here to help them to make the right decision. That's the PMA. Remember, I told you at the beginning, salespeople, listing agents, top listing agents, they need two things. You got to have selling skills and you got to have PMA. All right? So, positive mental attitude. You got to feel love. Interesting. What is the verbal bridge for you to go into conviction? And the conviction is just like the judge. The judge says, hey, I've heard the case. I've seen all the testimonies. I hereby sentence you. You're convicted. Bumps! Sold. I'm taking your listing and I'm putting it on the market. How do you get them to that? There's a verbal bridge that you can use here. When you get them sitting down cozy and all of that, you can start to use these kind of verbal bridges. Let's see what the buyers are actually doing right now. That's a verbal bridge to get them out of the couch and into the dining room table and looking at your computer right between you. If there's two of them, if it's just one, then that's great. But the key is two people are looking, the seller and you, the realtor, are right there next to each other. You better make sure you look good, you feel good, you smell good, because they're going to smell you. They're going to tell. If you're nervous, they're going to tell. So make sure you have practiced this over and over again and you're comfortable being in this environment, because it's important. This is how you close deals. And then you're going to show them the active listings and let them know that that's the competition. You're going to show them the sold listings, and they will see that this is the reality of what the buyer's appraisal could be like. That's how I use it. I say, listen, these are the sold properties, and this is what they look at. And you remember, and you notice, I don't want to insult your intelligence, but when you're doing this presentation, obviously you've gone through already your PowerPoint presentation or your handout, your flyers, and you've shown them before this point. You say, hey, this is all the things I'm going to be doing for you. I'm going to be doing open house. I'm going to be doing, getting back to you on this. I'm going to do this, that. All of that is there, right? You know how to do that, and you have that list of all your services. If you don't, we could provide it to you. And if you have your broker that has it, go get it from the broker or your mentor, your coach. But you're going to make sure that you've done that, because at this stage, you're about to close things up. You're cozy. So you're going to show them the reality here. And what,
Paul,
yes.
if I can just just steal your attention for a moment, because we have a few questions in the chat
Sure.
before we continue.
Continue. Oh, wonderful.
So
Okay.
yeah, so James is asking about a very particular objection, like after you ask the seller what they feel they want to enter the market at today, how do you handle the objection of the seller responding with, I want to hear what you have to say first and what price you suggest. You are the professional and that's why I'm interviewing you. So this
Wonderful.
is very concrete, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. And James, thanks for interrupting me. And no offense taken in whatsoever, but I like this kind of, let's say, pivot in the minds. You've asked a very good question, and I hope everyone here is paying attention. And at the end of this, we're going to come back into Q&As, but we're going to pause and let's give exactly what you're saying. So again, James, you're leading this presentation into a selling technique situation, and it's justifiable. Do we have a lot of time for that? That is up to the audience. But I could briefly tell you that you need to control your listing appointment. And if they have a connection with you, and they like you, they believe you, and they trust in you, you can easily guide them in their own living room. And if they even say to you something like what they've said, you could let them know something like this. I would say, well, the price that I feel now that I've seen this house, I really think that you're at the top of the market. Or I really feel that you're right at the middle of the market because, if the kitchen is original, right? You agree the kitchen is original? Yes, 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 it is. So, I feel it now and I see it. When we sit down, I'm going to show you what I like to call a live market analysis. And that's where I think my prices are going to come in. But I feel like it's going to be a range of something, but I really need to show you and look together. Is that okay with you? Now, Bianca, can we have James give a little feedback on what we've just done? James, come here.
Of,
Please come.
of course, James, here, please let us know your feedback. I gave you the ability to talk. Or you can chat in. Hey, yeah, James?
Yeah, hi there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great, excellent. Yeah, no, thank you. That makes perfect sense. And I do get it now that once you establish that trust and relationship, that they may not be as so standoffish with saying, "Hey, no, you know what? I want to hear your price first." But yeah, it's really is it's the setup and how you made explained it made perfect sense. So I do appreciate that.
James, thank you so much. You've prompted us into a impromptu, meaning that you kind of swayed us in our presentation. You threw us off track, so they would say. But guess what? This is what it's all about, people. Being in this listing presentation, you're going to get thrown off the track just like that. I'm not sweating. Look at me. Do you see me? I'm not sweating. Look, my palm. I'm relaxed. I had to think about it. And I honestly, honestly thought about it. Be honest. So, is there something else that you guys want me to address before continuing? Or should I continue and you hold your questions until we get to Q&A? Which do you prefer? There's 20 chats right now. I can't keep up with that. Bianca, you?
Yes. Yes, you can chat in, everybody. What do you prefer to go to through some of your questions from above, or that Paul continues and then we tackle the question in the end? Tammy had some questions. I think they were partially at least answered, one of them fully, one of them partially. We can further discuss this pricing approach, but if anybody else has anything.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay,
Wonderful.
Paul, I think you can continue and then we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And guys, if you feel like you want me to enter something as you see it, I'd like to now say it, rule of the game, you could do that because I sense a lot of urgency here. The audience is very high. It's a lot of people here and they're still here. So this is valuable. So step 4, okay? So remember, let's just back it up a little bit, right? We got to make a connection with them, right? We got to get them to really like us, and then we have to kind of like find out, from them, what it is, like what's their motivation, right? And once they tell us that, then kind of like solicit from them, like, hey, what's up? What were you thinking of pricing at? Flip the script on them. James is saying they're telling him, oh no, you tell me, you're the professional. No, 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 no. Let them know you have a process here, right? We want to sit down, we're going to do it together. That's the answer to that. And so now we're sitting with them, and this is a very tough place to be with a lot of stress on the individual. Even as me, 30 years, I still get a little bit of like nervousness, because just think about it. There's a lot of things going on in your psychological part of your being. You're in a new place. There's a new smell. Maybe you don't like the smell. Maybe you do like the smell. This is a new house. You don't live there. You got to adapt real quickly and let them see that you are comfortable. So you've got to practice all these things. And this is where your sales practice come in by role playing and knowing the rules of the game and the do's and the don'ts. It's very important. So as we're going down on this slide, we're here where we're showing them the sold listings. And we're letting them know why we're showing it to them. We're saying, look, this property sold for 1.7 million. It's the highest one sold in the last 6 months or 12 months in your subdivision called Jonathan Estates. This is Jonathan Estates. This is it. It's not outside of here. I'm looking right in here because an appraiser is going to look if they could get at least 5 sales in here. An appraiser will do. And typically, I would say to my seller, I said, I just want you to know, when I went to real estate school, they told me, they said, with my knowledge, I am technically an appraiser, but I just can't charge you for it. Remember, they said that to us in school. So when I start to set this up and give them this information, I say, guys, sellers, guys, I'm about to show you what an appraiser does. Now, by the way, I'm an appraiser, but I just can't, I'm not technically one, but I was trained as one, and this is what they do. So I show them the county records and I show them the MLS and I mismatch, I cross-check them. I said, here's one in the county records that's not in the MLS, and that happens. I'm building trust. I'm getting them really into me. And when we show them what things could appraise for, they're getting it in their head. Now, this is another orange. Remember what I told you orange is? Orange is about emotion and selling techniques. I show them the pending listings. And when I show them the pending listings, I say to them, listen, these are the properties that came on the market. And look, it's pending. Look how long it took. Oh, see? It took 30 days it was on the market. Then it went pending. 7 days. Oh my gosh. 120 days. 6 months. I show them and we all talk about it. And then I say to them, I said, listen, while we are on the market, I start to claim the listing. While we're on the market, my job is to be the pulse for you. Anything that comes in the market while we're listed, I'm going to call them, that's pending sale, and ask them when are they going to be closing and did they get close to asking price. And my work begins right now. After we sign our listing agreement a little later on after this, I'm going to be walking out this door and I'm going to be starting to call tomorrow some of these pending sales because I want to know where we're headed. That's also pre-programming. So I do the pulse check. All right. Step 5, you partner to price. And this is a strategic partnership for you to secure. You've got to do that. They've got to connect you. They've got to like you. They've got to believe you. One thing I could tell you about influence. Influence is completed by you educating the prospect or the client and inspiring the client. So you got to educate them and you got to inspire them. So in my listing presentation or in your listing presentation, you must have the ability to influence the seller by educating them and inspiring them. And again, we can't go deep with that, but there's a code right there. Look at your left, scan the code, and you could come into a coaching session, no obligation. I'll spend an hour with you. I'll give it to you. You can get it and go, or you can get it and be a part of our whole community. It's whatever you want. The do's. Position the price as a strategy, not a guess. So when you are looking through all of these listings that have sold and you've seen what it is now, this is where you come in and you're going to say, okay, in my opinion, I think we should list it at between this and this. So let's use a good example. Look at Gaganpreet. She knew that the last sale was approximately 1.7. And she also knew that the client wanted to do 2 million. So if she had done this, or if she does this technique and she does it live and she connects with them and she influences and persuades them, she could sit there and ask them the question right at this point, hey, listen, if the market and your condition of your home, what I see, you agree, you need to update this, you don't need to update this, I think you should be between 1.5 and 1.7, which is the highest market, the highest sale. What do you guys feel? How do you think an educated client at that time would react? So here's a script for you, okay? And remember one thing about a script, though. A script is just something that some guy or gal wrote, or even you wrote it. That's fine. So you come to me and I give you a script. You know what the secret to the script is? You need to own it. Own it. Tap your chest like this. Own the script. That means you own it. My words, your interpretation, your comprehension, but you own it. Paul says to go climb the tree and put on a red shirt and a black hat. Okay, so I'm feeling that. Paul says to climb the tree, put on a red shirt. Oh, when I put on the hat, yeah, the hat is gonna make me feel cozy. If the sun is shining, the hat's gonna make me feel good. You got to find a way in your intellectual brain and being to own the script. That's how it will come authentic in the presentation. It won't be nervous and jittery. So own the script. So here we go, right? We're going to say to the sellers at this point, well, we can price it at X amount market value, and it will be likely to sell in about 30 to 60 days from what I'm seeing right here, because the data shows us that, most properties, I did a tubular and it's showing if we did like a market value, it's expected to sell in about 30 days or 60 days. All right. If we were to price it at like under price, and this is like a technique, if we go a little bit below the market value, then we could create like a bidding war, we can get more showings quickly, we can get more feedback quickly. And wait a second, you said that you're selling because you got a job in Chicago. Is that right? Oh, you're selling because you needed to downsize and the kids are out of school and you wanted to buy a condo. That's right. Is that what you're saying, right? Or we could say, if we price it over, we could risk becoming expired on the market and you'd be delayed going to Chicago, or you'd be delaying getting into your condo. I mean, what do we do here? And this is the closing question. Which strategy do you feel, remember, it's orange, it's a selling technique, feel will get you to Chicago, to the condo? And you just take a deep breath and just silent. And at that time, you need to be holding your hands with the pen like this and just waiting. Let them see. When they look in your face, they should see the pen close to your face, because you're about to hand it to them to sign. Now, we had some people say earlier in this, how do we deal with reductions and tough talks? One of the things in a listing appointment, the do's and the don'ts, is in a slow market, you don't do this thing right here, okay? You don't buy the listing, agreeing to the higher price just to get the listing. Don't buy it, because they'll tell you, most people will say to you that most of the coaches out there, and this is where I really stand firm, because I know something that's worked for the last 23 years as being a realtor, real estate broker here in the South Florida, and it works. I'm going to tell you today, and I'll challenge you and anybody else, take the listing. If they want to list it at 2 million and its only market value is 1.7, 300,000 above, hey, no problem. I'll take it. But you know what? I'm going to tell them that I know. So it says right here, right? Let's read it. Don't buy the listing agreeing to a higher price just to get the listing. Instead, Paul R. Atkinson says, instead, let them know you know. What am I talking about? Let them know you know that the recent sale or the highest sale is 1.7 million. And they want to list it at 2 million. I am with you on that. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm going to work real hard. As a matter of fact, here's the listing agreement. Let me put it down right here. You said you wanted 2 million. Is that correct? Okay, great. 2 million. Well, Mr. Johnson, just initial this page, this 2 million, and then initial here. I'm starting to sign. Because when you do this, you're going to get the leads for yourself. Take the first step and the rest will reveal themselves to you. When I have an overpriced listing, guess what? For 23 years in my positive mental attitude, my meditations, my whatever I do, and my P5, the Paul 5, you can reference it in a book, my first book, The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent. Check it out, the P5. When you do an open house, you go around to the sellers and you kind of get them to kind of give you another listing or tell you some people. Leads, 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 leads. One listing should get me at least 3 to 5 leads consisting of buyers and sellers. So that's fine. They want to overprice it. I just tell my client, I said, listen, we're going to sit on the market so right now you want to list it at 2 million, correct? And it's January. So we're good. We're going to be here summer and we might be here until Christmas. That's okay with you, right? You'll be having Christmas dinner again right here, not in Chicago. That's okay because I'm okay with that. That's how I put it. And they know. And that leads me into my price reduction, right? So don't wait 60 days to reduce the price. I tell them the first 2 weeks is a critical time. So if you are really serious about waiting until Christmas to be in this house and have another Christmas here and not go to Chicago, then that's fine. But if you want to really move on it, because we could start at the 2 million, but you really want to see what you can get, then let's start at the 2 million, but then we'll come down to 1,900,000 or 950, and we start do a production reduction plan. And then I set the expectations up front. If we have no offers in 14 days at your 2 million, or even if they come in at market price or below market price, it doesn't matter where they come in at. I'm still executing my listing agreement in this fashion. If it comes in after 14 days or 2 weeks, we get nothing. Do you agree right now that we'll adjust the price? Correct? And I confirm it with them. Remember I told you things in orange are selling things? Correct is a confirmation. It's a selling technique. And this is what you do. These are the 5 things that I do inside of my listing presentations that will cause you to have an amazing opportunity to close more deals. So now, final thoughts and questions. I open the floor, open the mic. I'm ready for you. Ask anything you want. Your pricing wisdom. I always feel that it's you being able to get a connection first, then the data removes the emotion, because if you show them a live market analysis, they'll make a decision and they'll be very comfortable with that. The market is the boss and we're just here to interpret it, right? So go now, but you could ask questions or go if you want. But remember, scan the QR code right there if you want to sit with me one-on-one and learn more about these techniques or even get another question answered. But we have a few more minutes to wrap this up. We're at the top of the hour. Thank you all for being here. And I'm now open for Q&A. So what are your thoughts? What are your feedback? Go ahead, Bianca. Anyone, come to the mic.
Yeah, so Vishy is just asking if you can go back a few slides to the slide for point number 5.
Okay, absolutely. This one.
Here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Oops.
Great.
Okay, there we go. I will stay there for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question that you...
Yeah. So I'm gonna start. So Tammy had a few questions at the beginning. So I just want to make sure, Tammy, were your questions answered? Do you feel like Paul, through the presentation, answered these questions before? Because I personally feel he did. But if you didn't get the answers to these questions, please let us know. So Tammy asked in the beginning, how do we have that discussion about the list price at the listing appointment? I think this is pretty clear. And how to get a list price if there are not many comps due to homes not selling. So I think Paul covered both of those, but please let us know in the chat.
But Bianca, let me step in there. Let me just step in right there, Bianca, real quick. If there's not a lot of sold properties in your immediate subdivision, then as appraiser, you have the right to go out 2 miles or 3 miles. Is that not correct? You can go out of the subdivision if there's no sales in your current subdivision. As an appraiser, he or she is then able to go out of the subdivision, and they have to. It's compulsory. So when you go out 1 mile, 2 mile, but no more than 3 miles, typically. So if you go 1 mile out and you find some comps, then you let them know, hey, listen, I've gone into the neighboring communities and we found some comps. That must be addressed. Please continue.
Okay. So Tammy, again in the chat, let us know if Paul answered your questions or if you need any more clarifications. And Gabriella is asking, what strategies do you use to get listings from an open house? That's a completely separate presentation.
No,
I don't know if you want to answer that, Paul. I can
it
send you
is.
also a
Yeah.
link.
Yeah. Take scan the code, the QR code there, get yourself on a coaching call. Nobody's going to bite you, or a snake is not going to bite you or anything like that. Come in and I'll give you what I have. But to answer your question quickly, refer to my first book, The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent. It's on Amazon. The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent. I talk about something called the P5, Paul 5. When you have an open house, you go around to 5 houses that's immediately close to your subject house. And you could call the names of your sellers. Hi, James and Sarah just listed the house with me, and I'm their realtor, and I brought you a flyer. Look, who do you know that wants to sell in here or buy? Are you thinking about selling? Oh, can I get your name and number? Just keep you on my newsletter. These are leads. That's what's up. Knock on the door. That's what I'm saying to you. Please continue.
Yeah, so, and Tammy is also asking, if they don't sign the paperwork on that day, what paperwork do you leave for the listing presentation, after the listing presentation?
After the listing presentation, my technique personally, I'm getting committed. I'm filling it out right there and I'm assuming the sale. I'm actually putting in the price they want to put down, 2 million. I'm putting where it says me to sign, me as a realtor or broker, I'm initialing, I'm signing, I'm putting a date, I'm putting everything in there, and I'm handing it to them, 3 pages. And I said, well, here you go. When you're ready, all you have to do, and I'm showing them. I said, this right here, just initial here, initial here, initial here, and then I'll come and pick it up. I can come back tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. Just let me know. That's what I leave. A signed listing agreement by me in their hands all the time. Next question.
That's it for now. If anybody else wants to chat in or just raise your hand and talk to us, I can still give you the ability to talk. If not, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to a minute. So, okay, Laniel raised, I'm not sure if this is he or her. I'm sorry, this name, I think it's a she. Laniel, you can talk. I'm sorry about not knowing if you're he or a she or a they or
Hey, Laniel. Your mic, you have to
Laniel.
unmute your mic, Laniel. We can't hear you. Okay, there you go.
All
Welcome.
right. Yeah, I'm a he.
Daniel, you're a he. Okay, sorry for the confusion. It's kind of a,
It's
I
a
don't know how to
guy.
I know.
classify the name. Sorry.
It's it's a different name. I know. I know. I hear that all my life.
That's
Well,
good.
I just wanted to know, will we be getting copies of the slides of the presentation, the whole presentation?
Yeah, we typically record it and then we launch it on YouTube. If you go to Global Real Estate Coaching or Agent Locator, Bianca is going to have it up on the YouTube within 72 hours.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great, great.
Yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow on YouTube, and you should receive the recording like even before when Zoom processes it. So no worries about it. And also, Paul, I suggested to my marketing team that we send out this the recording that we just don't post it on YouTube, that we send it to everyone, like to entire mailing list, because this was so good.
Oh,
Like I really loved it.
all my secrets are
Yeah.
getting away, but yes, I say do it. I say because
I do, yeah,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing some promo as well for that. So yeah,
No, but you know what? I love you guys, man. To be honest, you know what? we've grown so much last year. We've sold our first franchise. We've done amazing things, and this works. And let's just give it to you, man. Come on, it works, okay? It works.
Okay, so just to answer Slajana, so it's called The Five Steps of the Sale. That's Paul's book. He also has another one. It's Day One, something, it starts like that. I read
It's
only the
called
five steps of the
my
sale.
first book is the actual. It's this one,
Yeah.
the first book, The Art and Science of the Real
So
Estate Agent. Day one, close
yeah.
the deal. It's a story. My first day, I closed the deal, very first day. But it's a great book. It's a pocket guide. And then the second book, it's called The Five Steps of the Sale. But both books can be seen on the logo. Look at the logo, Successful Business Academy. Go to Google and put in Successful Business Academy. You'll see our academy. Click on the link, go to the website, go to the bottom. You'll see all the courses, everything we offer, and the books are there as well. And I'm working on
Yeah.
my third book. It should be out next year. And it's going to be
All
awesome.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't wait for it.
Thank
So
you.
we have one more question if you have time to answer it.
Yeah.
How do you address the question of commissions in your listing presentation?
Ooh, I love that part. I start out by saying I'm charging 7%. That's it. And I'm co-brokering 2.5 and I'm taking 4.5 for myself. No, I'm joking. I don't do that. But I start out in my pre-filled out listing agreement, it's automatically filled in where it's 6%. So when I get to that point, I just pointed out to my seller, I said, okay, and for all of my services that I'm going to be doing, negotiations, open houses, all of these things that I'm going to be doing for you, I'm sure you do find value in that, do you? And she or he would say, yes, yes, Paul, of course we do. Well, I charge a standard 6%. It's typical 6%, but I co-broker 2.5%. So I only make 3.5. For all the work that I'm going to do for you, I only make 3.5. And then I go on at the back of my listing agreement, I do have a little more offering to give my clients. And I'll tell you that if I see you in coaching. I won't give that to you now. That's a little secret. It's for members only. But does that answer your question? You should be comfortable in your selling skills. And that selling skills topic is a big, big topic. And the PMA that goes with it, positive mental attitude. But no problems.
Yeah.
People will pay what they want. No questions asked. I could charge my clients this year, I could charge my clients, knock on the wood, and say, thank you, I'm grateful. Maybe I go to 7%. I don't feel anybody would object to it. I'm boastful, but I could be a reason behind it. I could say I'm getting older. I've been in the business 20 something years. This is the third time you're coming back to me. Over the last 10 years, I've sold 3 houses. I'm now charging you 7%. I bet you I would hear, okay, Paul, sounds good. I bet you. Who
And
is,
also,
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, I wanted to say to Yash, if you would go back, I'm gonna send you a link of an older of one of previous Paul's presentation. He's talking there in depth about how you can handle this issue with talking about commissions, etc. So there is a whole presentation about it. He also did for us. He did a lot of presentations for us. I think it's now your third year anniversary. So, wow,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you
like
so much.
what, 36, 36 presentations and different topics.
Well, we covered it all, and we're getting better and better. And this year, we've robustly brought you guys. We're bringing you guys good stuff all the time. We're going to continue to do that. Agent Locator is phenomenal. I have the Agent Locator myself personally, and I just love the technology on it. So if you don't have it, I recommend you get it. Any other questions for us? All right. Well,
Tammy, which link do you want us to share?
the QR code here, if they scan the QR code, or yeah, if they want to the panel, I'll send it. You can go to everyone. I'll put it there. It's SUCCESSFUL successful BUSINESS ACADE MY Academy. .org. So you go to that link there that I just sent you, successfulbusinessacademy.org. And or if you just type in my, just Successful Business Academy, it'll pop right up, and the books are there, coaching is there, links. You could set your calls, whatever it is. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. And Bianca, anything else before I go?
No, that's it. But the
Wonderful.
commission is discussed in the ones I sent you, Tammy, so it's part of that presentation as well.
Very nice. This is great. What a way to start off the year. People are always motivated in January. I like that about you all. Big audience. Thank you very much for being here. Come into a session at a growth call and we'll take it further, okay? See you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye for now.